This is the Aftermarket Radio Network. It's your Weekly Blitz with Chris, keeping you in the game.
Are you ready to supercharge your auto repair business? This is Coach Chris Cotton from AutoFix Auto Shop Coaching. The Weekly Blitz is where industry expertise and business innovation collide, revving your engines for the week ahead. Every episode has game-changing insights, up-to-the-minute industry updates, and practical tips to shift your business into high gear. We're talking about stuff you didn't even know, folks. If you haven't done so yet, please check out some of the other great podcasts on the Aftermarket Radio Network, like Business by the Numbers, Auto Repair Marketing Podcast, and their new one, Speak Up. I want to give a big thanks to Shop Marketing Pros for sponsoring the Weekly Blitz. Brian and Kim Walker know the industry inside out as former shop owners. They don't do copy and paste marketing. What they do is they create unique strategies for each of their auto repair shop clients. They offer incredible marketing that gets results, helping your clients and future employees to know, like, and trust you. I want you to go join their Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind Facebook group today. Shop Marketing Pros is top-tier marketing for top-tier shops. Visit shopmarketingpros.com/Chris. It's weird talking about this, but it seems like it was big, then it went away, now it's big again. I hate that we have to talk about a topic like this, and I'm going to give both sides of it, and maybe we can make a difference. I don't know. But what I'm talking about today is ghosting. The issue is just absolutely insane. In recent years, we've had this troubling trend in the hiring process. For anyone unfamiliar, ghosting in the hiring world is when one party, in this case, either the job applicant or, yes, the business, disappears from communication without warning, leaving the other side in the dark. It's frustrating, disheartening, and unfortunately more common than ever. I want to explore why ghosting happens, how it affects both potential employees and business owners. You know, as an auto shop owner turned coach, and back as an auto shop owner as well again, I've seen both sides of this issue. Hopefully this is an honest look at how ghosting impacts hiring, why it happens, and what we can do to reduce it. First of all, why is it on the rise? You know, in a market where skilled labor shortages are real and growing, especially in the auto repair industry, ghosting adds another layer of difficulty. But why is it happening so frequently? I think part of it's due to the shift in the job market. With all the job opportunities in abundance, applicants feel they have more choices. And so additionally, digital communications made it easier to end a conversation or relationship with just the tap of a button. Whether it's an applicant who ghosts after an interview or a business that stops responding after a certain stage, the impact is very significant. Ghosting has real consequences for both parties, but each has their own unique perspective on why this might happen. So first, we're going to look at ghosting from the potential employee's perspective. For job seekers, ghosting often stems from feeling undervalued, mistreated, or simply overwhelmed, I think. You know, in a competitive job market, they may be applying to multiple positions at once, and it makes it challenging to juggle follow-up communication with every prospective employer. So here's what might be going through their minds when they disappear. First of all, I think a lack of clarity and transparency. If a company isn't upfront about what the role, what the job descriptions are, what the role entails, what the pay looks like, or what the day-to-day work environment is going to be, candidates can get cold feet. A lot of times when you're talking to people, they only hear the dollar amount and everything else goes away. So you could have the best pay and benefits package out there. If the dollar amount that they see, hear, feel is less, then that might be why they do it. I think auto repair candidates, for example, they want a clear picture of their workload, their pay structure, and if there's going to be any work-life balance and what it looks like before they commit. Secondly, I think a lot of us shop owners provide a poor interview experience. You know, for many, the interview process is a preview of what it's like to work at a company. If candidates sense disorganization and professionalism, or maybe even too formal or intimidating tone, they may conclude it's not a fit and just walk away by not saying anything. Third, we have obviously higher offers elsewhere. With the skill shortage, candidates might get multiple offers during the interview process. And when a more attractive offer comes along, they just vanish from you rather than handle an uncomfortable conversation. We also have to think about the age groups we're dealing with nowadays. Number 4, this whole process seems very robotic, and there's a lot of anonymity of the process. Many applicants and hiring managers interact almost exclusively through digital channels, And because it doesn't feel as personable as face-to-face interaction, it can make ghosting feel more permissible than it might have been before. For potential employees, ghosting isn't always about malintent. Sometimes it's about protecting their own time or energy or moving on from what feels like a potentially negative work situation. However that may be, ghosting harms reputations, and a missed opportunity to build networks can backfire if it's repeated. Now let's turn it back and think about it from the business owner's perspective. When business owners experience ghosting from candidates, it's often baffling, frustrating, etc. Some shop owners are facing high turnover rates, a lack of qualified candidates, and then silence. Here's what business owners are dealing with. Number one, they have the time and financial loss. Each candidate requires time, effort, and resources to vet and interview. And when candidates vanish mid-process, it feels like throwing those investments away. For an auto repair shop, which may be trying to fill an urgent need, this delay can disrupt schedules and hurt productivity. Next, it has an impact on team morale. For smaller, close-knit teams, the hiring process isn't just a formality. It's a chance to bring someone into the family to join the family. And so ghosting can create distrust, as current employees may wonder why people don't want to work with them or why the company can't secure that commitment. Next, we have misinterpretation of interest. Ghosting makes it very difficult to gauge how interested a candidate really was in the role. Sometimes a candidate may seem highly enthusiastic, only to disappear after the second or third interview. Owners are left questioning their evaluation skills and may even hesitate in making offers to new candidates out of fear of further ghosting. I'm going to step aside here for just a second and say that as repair shop owners, we have to be better at the interview process, at communicating, everything else. Early this year, I talked to a shop owner. He was complaining about ghosting, having to hire people. And I'm like, how many people have left your business since you started hiring? And he's like, oh, I've had 14 people leave the job. If you have 14 people leave the job, it's not them, it's you. Sorry, but here's your throat punch. Like, if you have that many people walking away from your job, you don't have a job worth having. And so we really, really, really need to look at what we have, what we're offering, what we're telling people, and how we're communicating that. It just seems like a big disconnect there. And I would say that's probably an issue in probably 20 to 30% of shops out there. And of course, those are the ones that are ringing the bell saying they can't hire anybody because of the tech shortage. Good shops don't have a technician shortage. It's just not happening. Number 4 is the impact on business reputation. Consistent ghosting can cast a shadow on that reputation. If potential employees repeatedly ghost, it might indicate that the company's public image isn't resonating with what candidates are actually seeking. This could mean reevaluating job descriptions, interview processes, and the overall brand image. How can both sides work to reduce ghosting? So reducing ghosting requires transparency, better communication, and empathy from both sides. Here's some steps to take. Number 1, clear and consistent communication. For businesses, keeping candidates updated at every stage is crucial. I want you to avoid leaving people hanging for extended periods and be upfront about timelines. For candidates, it's professional courtesy to let a business know if you're not moving forward. Even a short email can help close the loop. Same thing as business owners. Don't leave a candidate hanging out there. If you know you're not going to hire them, let them know. Number 2, I want you to create a welcoming interview process. A relaxed, respectful interview environment can do wonders to keep candidates engaged. I want you to let them know your expectations, but also give them insight into why your company is a great place to work. And for candidates, remember that clear, respectful questions show the business you're serious. Number 3, offer flexibility and transparency in roles. As an employer, show flexibility where possible, whether it's in benefits, scheduling, or training opportunities. If a candidate gets a transparent picture of what to expect, they're more likely to stay engaged. I'm going to step aside again here too. I don't know how many shop owners this past 18 months have told me, yeah, it was a great interview. I was offering X amount of dollars. And could you believe it that they wanted $2 more an hour and I just can't do that? $2 an hour? Seriously? 40 hours a week? That's another $80. Do the math on what it's costing you not to have that technician in that place. Do the math on what it's costing you to be the service advisor and working the counter instead of having somebody else in there. The math will always turn out in the favor of hiring that position. Always, 100%. A new thing I'm trying to quote, N squared L, numbers never lie. Okay? Numbers never lie. Finally, I want you to follow through. Do what you say you're going to do. Be a person of action. even after rejections. If you're the one deciding to move on, let the other party know, regardless of the side you're on. Ghosting leads to bridges burned and missed opportunities, while a courteous no thanks keeps things professional and can leave doors open in the future. Ghosting in the hiring process ultimately hurts both sides, but understanding the reasons behind it can help reduce the problem. As a business owner, it's vital to create a hiring process that's fair, transparent, and welcoming. And for job seekers, a little transparency and follow through can go a long way toward building a network and reputation. The hiring process should be a time of excitement and opportunity, not a ghost story. Boo, it's almost Halloween. Ha. Thanks to all our incredible listeners. Your passion and drive motivate us to deliver top-notch content. A big shout out to our sponsor, Shop Marketing Pros. If your shop is the best in town, but your marketing isn't cutting it, it's time for a change. Shop Marketing Pros understands your business and ensures your shop stands out where quality meets visibility. Shop Marketing Pros ensures your auto repair shop stands out in a crowded market. Thanks for tuning into the Weekly Blitz. Remember, it's time to rise, grind, and keep your mindset positive. Until next time, this is Coach Chris Cotton signing off. Have a great day, everybody.
You've been listening to the Weekly Blitz with Coach Chris Cotton on the AftermarketRadioNetwork.com. Follow Chris on your favorite podcast listening app. Let him know what you'd like him to cover. His email is in the show notes. Chris is all for advancing the aftermarket.